I'm Nathan James Crane and I'm a freelance creative director. For me, a creative director is a team member who is able to bring together lots of different consultants who are intensely interested in a project and help to communicate what the client is wanting to direct towards their brand, what they're wanting to say, what their voice is. So for me, it's really about helping the team deliver something that's on brand for the client. A creative director for me is somebody who understands a project and understands a client's vision, a client's passions, their interests, their insights, their voice, and is able to package that in a way that is able to then be communicated to other creatives, other consultants, and then work with those consultants to deliver that vision, to ensure that all of the products, all of the copy, all of the content that's driven towards that client's market, to their audience, is on brand. I guess one thing that I really love about being a creative director and a freelance creative director is that I get the opportunity to be able to explore many different forms of expression. So I could be working with a photographer in the morning, I could be doing art in the afternoon, I could be drawing or sketching an interior or working with a graphic designer on some branding. And all of these things can be happening in one day. And speaking with a client and having meetings, and I realized very early on that I needed to be able to express myself in many different ways, that I can't sit on one thing for too long, that I really need to be kind of constantly moving. And so being a freelancer and being a creative director, I get to touch base with so many different consultants on a daily basis. So a typical day for me, it depends on the day. That's what I love so much about it as well, that it does change every single day. Is that I could be, perhaps once I get up, get organised, get to the office, I will obviously go through emails and have some correspondence with clients. Then I might do some writing, some research, might be putting together storyboards or mood boards. I might have a meeting with the client that day or with another consultant or photographer perhaps, and we'll talk about the concept that we're doing. And then it's really just about keeping up correspondence between all of the other consultants that are part of that particular project for the client as well, and making sure that we're all creating something that is cohesive and something that is on brand for that client. I think creative directors need to be able to listen. For me, that's a key skill. That's something that I try and work on all of the time. Often when I'm meeting with clients for the first time, I won't say very much at all. I'll just sit back and listen. And I think that having somebody listen to your ideas, to your inspiration, what drives you, is a very, very rare thing to come across these days. So that's what I like to offer to my clients. I sit down and I listen. And I might ask very direct questions about, why are you passionate about this? Or what's the story behind it? What's your vision for the future? In ways that then I can then start to create some brand ideals, some brand visions around those particular drivers. Being able to communicate to many different types of consultants, being able to repackage the same message or the same vision in many different ways, being able to express that in many different ways, because working with a photographer, the language you have to use in order to describe a particular shot or a particular frame might be completely different to how you might want to pitch tone or audience to a copywriter. So being able to understand holistically what it is that we're working towards, and then being able to repackage that or re-express it in a different way is vital. What drives me and what inspires me changes all of the time. Fresh flowers, butterflies, nature, movies, everything. Books, I'm a huge reader as well. I think kind of constantly fueling oneself with inspirational things, surrounding yourself with things that inspire you or that remind you of what it is that you're passionate about is really important. I have a wall in my office that is right in front of me when I'm typing away, and it's just a constantly evolving mood board, vision board of all different things, quotes and photos of friends and family, inspirational interiors and photo shoots and people that I admire, so that I'm constantly kind of evoking and grazing over these images to kind of mine what is there and to kind of springboard off of that as well. That's really what inspires me. Absolutely. I have a vision, absolutely, and I have my own brand drive, which is working with emerging artists and designers. The Brand 180 came out of I suppose, an observation that there was a gap between graduating as a creative, as a designer, and going into the workforce. And I had so many different conversations with friends who would say, I know how to do my art, but I don't know how to do the business side of things. And one day I was having a conversation and it clicked, and I thought, well, why aren't we connecting the two? Why aren't we teaching the business of the art? Why are we so disempowered? So for me, the Brand 180 and all that I do with that program is aimed at empowering young creatives. So the Brand 180 is a guided personal branding program, and it's aimed at emerging artists and designers who are perhaps graduating or recently graduated from an art, visual art, design, architecture course, and are wanting to develop their skills around personal branding. For me, it's all about working with emerging artists and designers. I love working with developed brands as well because they already have a richness that is there in terms of their brand that's developed, and that there's already an audience that they're speaking to, and then we can kind of further develop that. But working with students that have just graduated or that are about to graduate, there's something dynamic and new and fresh and rich in kind of watching a student realize their potential, realize that they can go as far as possible, as far as they want to go, and being a part of that, helping them to feel empowered as a creative is my greatest joy. The one thing that I want to say to all creatives is that what they're doing is of value, is needed, is wanted, is so valuable in the world, and that they have the opportunity and they have the skills and the capacity to really make change in the world and to be of value and to feel empowered in what it is that they're creating. No, thank you.